Good morning, guys. It is Thursday the 14th of November. Just topped up the kiln a little bit. Need to get this unloaded. George is on his way, and then we're going to put in this part seasoned, the older stuff, straight back in. It's cold, sales are ramping up, and we want to have a quick batch, so that stuff's hopefully going to take 4 days. Right guys, I'm going to get this unloaded. I'll jump back in here when George arrives. Ugh. Morning.
Morning, you alright?
Uh-huh. Give it a sweep out then.
Looks like it, doesn't it?
Oh, I'll get the wheelbarrow. Right, so we've got 20 out. I believe there's another 9 or 10, or it's either 9 or 12 because they're in stacks of 3. It might be 12, I don't know. I'll work it out. Good job. Alright, so we're full. Need to count how many IBCs I've put in. I'll do that in a minute. But we've also got a pallet of nets up there. So we're pretty full. Pallet nets. I don't want to fall off. No, they're back ones. That'd be right. Won't go far, will they?
We'll get 3 bags of nets if they do, won't they?
Nice full load heading out. And 60 nets on the back. That's how we like to do things. Make the most out of the trailer. pretty sure there's 30 plus cube on there, but we'll go and count the IBCs now and we'll figure out what we've got. But yeah, big day, got a lot to do today. It's 7:15, so we've had a good start. I believe we've got 24 bags to deliver today and another 40 nets or something like that. So yeah, big day ahead. But the main reason I've got so much to do today is because I've kept Friday, tomorrow, free. So the reason I've left Friday free tomorrow, and I've got such a busy day today, is because I want to have a day, or at least an afternoon, on that Palax 751. Colin isn't in today or tomorrow. He's done the 3 days on it. But I bring some more timber down and we'll have a bit of a point of view, more in-depth review and look into the 751. So I've stacked them 3 high. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 28 cages, including that one there. I've just remembered I took one out because it doesn't have the bars on the bottom of the IBC, so I couldn't rotate it. I didn't want to lose the whole cage into the thing. As you can see, we're missing the bar here, so if I was to rotate that into the trailer, the whole cage would have gone in. So yeah, we had 29 in the kiln. We put 28 in the trailer. So 28 cages times 1.1, which is, I take a bit of an average really, 1.1 cube. I know IBC's are 1.2. With the shrinkage, I like to be fair, and it's probably closer to 1.1 cube in there, which is 30.8 cube. So yeah, 30.8 or 31 cube probably in that trailer, plus the 60 nets. So I can send an invoice out for that. Right, so I've got my book, and I would show you, but I don't want to show everyone's addresses. Maybe I can do it some other way, but all the deliveries on here for the day, and then I highlight next to them in different colours of what groups I'm doing it, because it's a multi-drop. And I've got some in Tunbridge Wells, and then I've got around in my local village, Edenbridge. I've got around in Westerham and Sevenoaks, another round in Edenbridge. So yeah, I kind of bunch them all up as much as I can. Obviously, we can get 4 or 5 on. And I'm working it around that, so I know I'm going to go up, load up, do a load to Westerham, go and fill up again, come down, deliver 4 to one house. That's done. Then we'll load up the kiln, and then we've got to go up, load up again. You know, I'm always trying to keep full and trying to work out my shortest distances. So the wholesale is great. I do love it. I mean, I've sold 31 cube before 7:30 in the morning. Sometimes you can get a little bit stressed out because I can only drive so much at a time, and when it's busy, I've got the wholesale guys asking me for as much as possible, and I've got my own domestic customers that I don't want to set back too far. Yeah, there's only so much I can dry, and I don't want to put my customers back weeks just because I'm trying to supply a wholesale order. So we're slowly getting ahead. They've got a little bit of buffer now, so have I, so we just keep pumping it out. With this cold weather, I'm going to put that seasoned stuff in the kiln. Hopefully it's going to take 4 days or so, and then by Monday or Tuesday it will be ready to come out, and that will be great because next week is cold. If I get a lot of orders come in, I can deliver later on that week. Yeah, I like the wholesale. it's a nice cash injection, and it's very regular. It's every other week. I haven't got to go anywhere for it. We just load it up in the yard, as you can see, and it's done. Haven't got any bagging up to do. Haven't got any driving around to do. I mean, 31 cube works out to be about 40-ish, 45 bags. So that'd be quite a bit of delivering. I mean, it's 10 trips out with this, depending on how far it is, plus the bags. They're about £2 something each, about £2 each. So yeah, there's 90 quid just there in bags. You've got to take it all into account, really. Obviously, we're still making money at the wholesale. Are we making as much as domestic? When you take into everything like packing, the bags themselves, delivery, it'll be pretty close, I think. So that's the fine line. It's good to have a bit of both, domestic and wholesale, as well as the trade. The trade, you kind of get a little bit more out of them because I've got to deliver it, and quite often they're nets and stuff like that. So yeah, it's not too bad. I do like it. Nice load gone out before we tend to even start work, so lovely job. Well guys, that's 7 bags done. We had a load of 3 and then loaded up with a load of 4 just to drop that off. Just going to nip to the shop, then back to base to have a coffee, and then we're going to load up Kiln 1, and then we've got a lot more delivering to do. But I'm feeling pretty good. Currently 9:30, so making very good progress. The kiln realistically is probably going to take me half an hour to load up, maybe a little bit longer. Yeah, it probably will take about half an hour. And then we've got another, I think we've got another 18 to go or something like that. So yeah, things are going well. I found my other camera. I didn't know where it was, but I found my other action camera. So when I go back for a coffee, I'll get my my chest mount, and I'll do a bit of a point of view reloading the kiln. All right, I'll see you in a bit. Time to load the kiln back up. Sounds like it's finally gone out, but I do need to clean out the top chamber anyway. But we're going to be taking this stuff, the older stuff. I might have to brush some of this crap up, but yeah, all this stuff here has been here a little while. I did actually moisture test some of this yesterday, and inside it's reading 26, and on the outside it's reading about 22, 23. So it's dropped down a little bit from green, but that is in no way saying it is dry. But who knows, it might knock off a day, maybe 2. We'll have to see. I'm still going to introduce the temperature slowly, because I don't want to case harden anything. Just to move some of these bits out of the way. if any of you have operated a counterbalance forklift before, like that, you've only got to drive over the smallest bit of wood or stone and it feels like you're driving over a brick. So just try and keep on top of cleaning this up. That will go through the burner probably once we've established a lot of embers. It'll burn through that. Right, I've got to take the top caps off of all these. What we do is we just turn it slightly because I'm going to have to come in from the other end. In hindsight, maybe we should have stacked all the IBCs the other way, then we wouldn't have to turn them. But we'd only be turning them when we pick it up from the processor anyway, so swings and roundabouts really. Granted, we have more time when we're processing, so maybe it is better to stack them the other way around. I'll try and do a bit of a quick knot on them if I can. Oh dear, let's see. There we go. Normally a load quicker than this. As you can see, nice and dry underneath this cap. Just helps keep the majority of the rain off, and then, like I was saying yesterday, these caps can neatly stack in an IBC. You're not making a yes, and then you're not making a mess of the yard. When loading up the kiln, it's a bit tight with too high, but it can be done. Now the first ones are quite crucial, so you can't be too close to that fan because you don't want the log hitting that fan and jamming it up. So that's probably close enough. Make sure the air can get out of there. And then we always put the single one to the left because the air is coming in on the left hand side, the hot air, and you don't want a cage directly in front of that kind of ductwork, purely because the air can be up to 120 degrees C, and I think direct contact as such with that air could cause problems. You don't want any fires or anything. I doubt it would, because there aren't any sparks or anything, but potentially self-combustion, I don't know, it might do it anyway. I don't want to block the airflow anyway. I'd rather the air go into the kiln rather than just come straight from the kiln and hit a wall. These really are definitely starting to check open, so I'm hoping it's going to take a little bit less time than normal. Next week we're down to, Monday and Tuesday I believe we're down to 0 at night, and on Wednesday next week we are down to -1 to -2, so with a potential chance of snow. So I doubt it will. Might be a little flurry, but it's not going to amount to anything. But it's getting people ordering. We've had quite a few orders today, a lot yesterday. So my plan is to get this in. Should be able to get it out early next week. Keep on top of the kiln dried orders. another little kind of fact, I built the yard at the top of this hill for obvious reasons. There is a stream at the bottom and you want to build at the top of the hill. Otherwise, if you want to expand, you'll have to dig into the bank and it'll be very expensive. Not only that, you've got the flood risk at the bottom. It does flood down there. It doesn't come very far up the hill, but it does if we have a lot of rainfall. But the main thing is, we're at the top of the hill, we get a lot of the wind coming across the woodland down there, and we're south facing. So as you probably can see, the sun is on the front of the barn there. These logs all stacked up. I'll have a very quick look. Especially in the summer when the sun is more at 12 o'clock. We're getting sun all day, you know. All this sun is baking all these logs. And you just couldn't ask for anything better. The wind typically comes from southwest, so across that corner, blows through the cages. You've got the sun, you've got the wind. It's just built for it. Literally is built for it. It's amazing. And this is like a pre-dry before it goes in the kiln. It has lost quite a lot of colour really. Still pretty green, but yeah, very happy. So this will be a test to see how much quicker, if anything, these have been cut and split. Middle of August, so what's that? 3 and a bit months, 3.5 months. I've buggered that up, haven't I? Oh dear. So what I like to do is sets of 3, 1 there, 2 there, 1 there, 2 there, and alternate them as will come out. It lets the air travel through the cages, and obviously we've got the fans blowing in at the bottom. So I really have mucked that up because we'll need 1 more now. Too busy talking to the camera, aren't I? Does give us a chance to, once we've emptied this, stack the next row closer to the yoke, and then we can probably get 2 rows in there because there's quite a bit of a gap. So actually it's doing us a bit of favour, but we're going to just start using it from this side now. We'll keep adding on to the other side, and then we'll get all the way up to a container before we then start refilling this end. And then in theory, try and explain, if we keep stacking, we're going to use from this side, and then we run out of room there, we'll then restack here, so we'll have a gap between the green and the seasoned, and we'll just keep working it like that. That's the plan anyway. So we've probably got 8 inches of clearance. Oh no, we've got more than that. But when you're driving along, you're obviously off the floor. Scooter in. You soon get used to the space. There's the log. So now we need a single one. This is where I thought we were at. Take the single off the top, take the lid off, then carry a 2 in, then carry the 1 in. why we've got two on here, this one. Oh, it's the same one, it's just... Oh, just got slapped in the face. Right. So let me know what you think about the lids, and let me know if you're going to start using them yourself. This isn't my idea. I did see it online somewhere, and I just like the fact you can stack them nice and neat in an IBC. Oh, we're running out of gas. Running out of gas. I think. Yeah. Might as well use it all up. Got a spare gas bottle. Oh. Sometimes you can, that's it. Gas bottle change. It's always something. What time is it? 10 to 11. Eating into time. Oh, we'll get this in and we'll head off. Had a bit of a late breakfast, so I'm not too worried about eating lunch for the minute. Still needs a bit of attention, if I'm honest. We're back in business, and I appreciate all the comments about running fencing wire or something inside the cages. Yeah, I totally agree. I would love to do it. I think if I was going to do it, I would buy one of those rebar tyres, but they're not cheap, because at the end of the day we've got in total probably 350 to 400 cages, and we are due to get more. So yeah, it might be a spring job. As and when we're filling or as and when we're emptying, we line them. I'd like to line them rather than put them on the outside. Less chance of them getting caught up, and it's stronger because they're pushing against the cage. But then again, I don't know, it's a tricky one. Do you just put it around the outside? It might be easier. That's another question. Drop it in the comment section below. Now, I'm a bit sneaky here. I don't know why we've got two lids on that one. Maybe it's blown off of another. I'm going to put this one down because we only need 2 more cages. There's 2 lids on that one for some reason. There we go. We ain't got to take the lid off that now. I can tell some of this stuff was split on the Palax D460 that coals sent down for a bit of a trial. You can see these like half round logs, that's what comes out the middle of the 10-way knife. Right. I forgot what time it is when we started, but that stuff's full. It's 11:15. I think it's about half an hour. Let's get the burner revved up. And we're going to set it on, I think 90. Set it on 90. Set it on 90 today and tonight, or 80 tonight to let it run through the night. And then we will be on 120 tomorrow. Hopefully we've got some embers. Yep. Dry burner fuel. Sprinkle that in there. Open up the bottom thing, and that will let air go in the bottom and up through the vents, which in turn gets the fire going quicker. It's a bit like a forge. When you're metalworking, it's blowing that air up through the bottom of the coals and getting them revved up. And we're using all this small dry stuff. And because the chimney is warm, if we shut that up, that will direct the smoke up the chimney and create a draw. Just about come out the top. You see? You might not see it on this little camera. But now it's creating a draw through the burner. It's going in the bottom, up through the embers, creating a fire through them little bits of wood, and out the back and up the flue. When we're up to temperature, we then shut the top flaps and shut the bottom door, and it actually pressurizes the top chamber, which in turn blows the smoke down through the nozzles where it reignites the gases. That's why it's called a gasification boiler. So we'll give that a couple of minutes, get established. We'll put some scaffolding waste on and some bigger chunks, you know the drill. And then we'll be cooking logs. I'll have to get the leaf blower out later and blow some leaves. So that didn't take long at all. We've got a little fire going there now. Make sure the timer doesn't run out, because I don't want the fans coming on. Add a bit more. When you're adding this small stuff, you don't want to smother it. It's little and often, I find. The extractor fan's working pretty well. It's taking all the smoke up. Still a little bit smoky, but walk outside as and when. The wind is actually blowing northeasterly, which is weird. That never really happens. So that's probably why it's getting a bit colder. Maybe the air's coming down from the north. So yeah, you can see the smoke's running this way. It normally goes straight that way across. Well, closest house is about 600 metres that way, but the smoke goes down that way where there is not a house for well over a mile. So yeah, by the time it gets down there it dissipates, but remember guys, this burner only really smokes when you're getting it going. Once it's in gasification, there is no smoke whatsoever. Providing you're burning the dry stuff, there is no smoke at all. So, coming around to the back of the kilns here, the ductwork comes out the burner, straight down. We've got a valve here. This is all getting a little bit bent where this container got moved. Anyway, we won't go over that. Someone ran into it. God, it is all a little bit bent. It's probably leaking a little bit. Oh dear. Anyway, we've got a T there with a valve on it. We've got a valve there. It's actually probably quite wet in here. It's not very good. I would do it slightly differently. If in future I did another build, or I don't know, I would have 2 kilns either side of the 20-foot container. They run straight into the kilns. No messing around with ductwork whatsoever. But anyway, runs in there. This is the extraction fan, and that is pulling air from the front, that hole and the vents on the door. That is pulling fresh air through the kiln, and when it's right at the beginning of its stage anyway, there is steam pouring out of this fan. It shows you how much air this thing's moving, and it shows you how much water is in that kiln. The reason it works so well is because you've got hot air in there, which is full of water. The cold air, typically, I find it does work quite well in the winter, because you're taking cold air in, and as the cold air comes in, it cools down the air inside, only very temporarily, but it captures that kind of water content, and it then vents out here, down the bottom. It's mainly down the bottom. So you can imagine the air's coming in, catches all that wet air, exits out. Once it gets down to its desired humidity, what I've set it as, this thing turns off. It then starts blowing out the front again. So that fan is only typically on for 30 seconds to a minute before it then starts. The fans have come on. Oh, we've got an established fire now. Right. These bigger bits in. You never want to walk away from these things when you're setting them up. You don't want to walk away for too long. It's amazing how quickly they get going with dry wood. I've only turned off the burner just so I can talk on the camera. I wouldn't suggest turning it off. I know what temperature it's at, and I'm going to get it on straight away as soon as I finish talking. Get some scaffolding waste in there as well. All these just dry blocks of softwood. It's absolutely perfect. Get this burner right up to temperature quickly. Right, I'm going to chuck these in and get the burner back on because I don't want it overheating. Update you in a bit. Come on, up. Good boy. As you can see, we've got 40 nets on. Got a delivery of 30 to do to one place and 10 to another, along with some kindling. And then we're going straight to second depot to fill up with more seasoned. And then we're going to go up to second depot again and get more seasoned. And then come back here and get one bulk bag kiln dried. And then we're on the last round, I believe. Well guys, it's just gone 3:30 and I'm actually amazed how well we've got on today actually. When I got back to the yard, for my 5th load. Had to just bag up 1 bulk bag of kiln dried. That didn't take too long over the Japper roller cleaner. And then, yeah, we're just on the last bag drop of the day now. So, we've done quite a lot today. That wholesale order, a few drops, then did a kiln changeover, then done a load more drops. When I get back, I will load up the timber deck ready for tomorrow. Edwin is actually coming to pick up the C751 tomorrow at lunchtime. So tomorrow I'll get in, I'll run the C751 as much as I can, but then I need to stop, unplug it all, and I need to give it a blow off and probably a jet wash, if I'm honest, before he comes and picks it up, because I believe it's going off to another demo. So I don't want it to leave the yard all dusty and sawdusty and whatever else. We did have a bit of rain last night, or the night before. Yeah, night before as well. So whatever Colin processed on it yesterday, the sawdust stuck like glue. So yeah, need to clean all that off before he comes and picks it up. Well, just as I was leaving on the last load, one of Ben's drivers turned up with the last of that stuff. Oh, I better go out and move that log actually. Don't want that sticking in anything underneath the truck. But yeah, last of the beach. He topped up with a bit of ash. And I do believe there's, annoyingly, he said, 1/4 of a bay. So, bit annoying. Not going to send down a lorry for that, but maybe buy some more off the same estate and we can pick that up a bit later. We stacked that up pretty high. Making use of the space. Nice bit of double stacking going on. We're just going to keep running down here at the moment. We've got a double stack here, as you guys know already. So, yeah, I think we're going in the right direction anyway. Nice making that wall up there of oversized. Nice little savings account for when we get a big processor in. I'm going to have a bit of a sort out tomorrow afternoon after the Palax has gone. I'm literally going to take all the bendy stuff, put it on the chip pile, all the big stuff, put it over there. Stuff that we can process now is going on this pile here. This is all factory stuff that we can process now. And then we're going to be all nice and clear, because I do believe either tomorrow afternoon or Monday are going to be the first loads coming out of the big job that Aztec has just started. So hopefully this will be completely cleared up, and I'll run over it with a digger, because it is actually getting fairly dry now. We'll run over this with a digger, we'll track all the bits of bark in and whatever else, level it all off, and then we'll start fresh with some nice neat stacks of green timber. I need to readjust that timber bolster as well, bring that up a little bit. Bit of a shame, but I need to get this one out really, because at the moment that's not, I mean, it's keeping back the softwood when that isn't there, but if we could get that timber bolster out, we could put that next to it and we could have 2 rows starting up here. Yeah, I might have to put like a chalk track down through here, bit of hard standing at some point, but this is definitely turning into a timber yard now. I do love the look of the double stacks. Who knows? Might have to go a third, but the trouble is the lorry won't be able to reach the third stack. Yeah. That shows you how high it is. That's the Isuzu grafter. And that's the timber stacks. Nice bit of timber. It's actually really good as well. I'm really impressed with it. Nice bit of beech. Lovely and straight. All been through the harvesting head. So it's ripped all the bark off, which helps greatly with pre-drying and seasoning. And even the smaller stuff is quite straight, so that should fly through the C750 or the C751, depending on what we've got in the spring. But yeah, lots of nice timber. Very happy indeed. I don't know if I've showed you guys this, but this is the larch that's come off of a job. I definitely showed you getting it unloaded. But as you can see, it's a really nice size. This stuff here is the smaller stuff. There was about a grab full of smaller stuff. It might be a little bit knotty because it would have been further up the tree. But majority of it is this size. That might have to be split in half, but that definitely won't. That won't, you know, most of this stuff won't have to be split in half at all. So we'll just cut it into 20 centimetre rings, well, just under, about 19.5 centimetre rings. We'll dry them in IBCs. Bits like this we'll just split in half. And we'll dry them in IBCs. Might do that shortly, and then we'll dry them up until spring, and then we'll process it into kindling, and then they'll sit in stick form over summer, where they can really dry out with a nice breeze running through them. And then that'll be the start of our kindling for next year, as well as all that spruce that we're going to have to process up with a big processor. Sun is just going down, and it is 4:05, so nights are definitely drawing in now. Well guys, with that being said, I think we're going to end today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. A bit of a kiln changeover, some deliveries, lots going on, and even another timber delivery. Tomorrow we're going to be processing on the C751, so make sure you hit the subscribe button to stay up to date with all new videos. I'll see you guys in the comments, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.